Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of The Walk. I'm with Steve, I'm with Phil, I'm with Vinny, and my name's Gareth, and we're in the village of Wellow, which is in Somerset. We're going to follow about 6 miles of the former Somerset and Dorset joint railway. Through the village of Midford, we'll go over viaducts, through tunnels, until we get to the city of Bath, where we get to the beautiful Bath Green Park station. Here's our first port of call, just on the outskirts of Wellow. Now unfortunately at this point you can't get on the track bed. It's swallowed up for a section, just in a minute, by is it an equestrian centre?
Yeah,
stables. So we'll come up the road and then we'll jump on the track bed. And then from that point it's track bed all the way until we get to Bath. And at that point we skirt off it just for a section and then we're all the way into the beautiful station. The viaduct is just through that equestrian centre and farm, which obviously you can't get access to because it's private land. But when we turn around, bang, we're on the track bed. And just like that, we're in the beautiful Somerset countryside. Wow, look at that. I apologise for the wind. I'm on a bike and it is quite windy, but it's just stunning visually around here. So the Somerset and Dorset joint railway was opened in 1874. Now it was opened as a joint railway by the Midland Railway and the London and South Western Railway. Now, the reason they opened it was the London and South Western Railway had the monopoly pretty much, obviously, on the southwest of England, all the resorts down there like Bournemouth. And then the Midland Railway had the complete monopoly across the Midlands of England, all the industry, all the coalfields and all the factories of Derbyshire, Nottinghamshire, hi guys, and Leicestershire, and Yorkshire actually, to be fair. And so obviously all those workers wanted holidays, and they wanted holidays on the south coast where the sun shines more than anywhere else in England. And so this line was built from Bath, where the Midland Railway had a base, and it joined at Evercreech Junction, which then got access to Bournemouth, where the London and South Western Railway had their base. Here we go, coming downhill now, bit of tree coverage, but as you can see in the distance it's about to open up, and this is Midford, and this is Midford Viaduct, which just looks awesome. I am a big fan of a viaduct, as you'll know if you've watched this channel before. I know a lot of people think once you've seen one, you've seen them all. I do not subscribe to that way of thinking. Each one is just wicked in its own way. Just on the other side of this viaduct is Midford Station. Now these are hella remote places, even now. So here we go. There's the platform, look. Midford Station. There were the station buildings right there. Amazing. Still some of the foundations, look there. Midford Station. Right, let's climb up onto the platform. Let's have a look. Right, I've heard you talking about Thunderbolts, Phil. What are you saying?
Yeah, that viaduct, they've just come over there, and you know, that's the Camerton branch that used to carry the coal.
Oh, you can just about make a bridge out further down from above. Yeah, you can see above. Viaduct, correct, yeah, and that's in its heyday, look, because now, of course, it only comes to about here, and it's surrounded by trees, all this decking's gone underneath. And if you lean over, you struggle to see that, but yeah, that goes over a viaduct further down, yeah, you're quite right. So this is from a film, is it?
Yeah, that's going south. That's the opening scene from the Titfield, I keep calling it Titfield, it's a Titfield
Thunderbolt film of 1953.
Yeah, that's the opening scene. So that's heading to Bournemouth.
Oh, there you
and
go,
that's
there
heading
it is.
up to the main line where it joined on the Great Western Line further up.
Wow, there you go. So that's what it looked like. Single track at this point, because it was double track a hell of a lot, this line, but just single at this point. So that there, I wonder if that had been access to the station. Certainly looks like it, doesn't it? Now the reason I pointed out the fact that it was just a single track station was actually because a lot of this line was double track. Now it opened in 1874, but by the time it opened they'd already realised that actually this line's going to get an awful lot of traffic, and so they doubled it. And so when you get to places like Shepton Mallet further down the line towards Bournemouth, that I did a video on before, you can see when you look underneath the viaducts, they were built at separate times. It's almost like two viaducts next to each other. And then there's tunnels where you go through a single bore tunnel, but actually there's another one they've bored next to it. Now that obviously wasn't the case at this section of the line. Not entirely sure why. Although, if you have a look, I'm right up against the embankment this side, and that side is a sheer drop. So actually, do you know what I mean? It wouldn't have mattered if they'd have wanted to double it. It's not happening. Nature said not tonight, Henry. So here's our first tunnel in this section. Much smaller than the ones we're about to come up to. Although even this one I shouldn't be wearing sunglasses in, to be honest. That's a rookie. Wow, just spotted that. Look at that. I'm assuming that might be Midford Castle then, because we're in Midford and that's a castle. So, do you know what I mean? I apologise for the wind, that was pretty brutal. That wind is about to disappear though, because we're about to come in to a tunnel, and it is one hell of a tunnel. It's massive. Single bore. And like I said earlier, in a lot of other places on this line, they've bored another tunnel next to it for when they doubled, but they didn't do that here. Combe Down Tunnel, that's the name of this one then. Awesome. Right, sunglasses off. And here we go. Now, this tunnel is hella long. It's probably not far off a mile, to be fair. And there isn't a single ventilation shaft, which is extraordinary. Because if you imagine coming through here, oh mate, focus is going mad. If you imagine coming through here in a steam train, in the cab, obviously we're going uphill, so the engine's having to work really hard, loads of steam, and no ventilation shaft. It is mad to me that people didn't suffocate in here. My focus cannot cope with these lights, although it is making it kind of trippy, to be fair. Now, if you spot, we've got lines of brick, and then we're bare rock, and then we're lines of brick, which was exactly like Hawthorne's tunnel, if you remember that, when me and Phil did that in the Forest of Dean. That was like that the whole way through. Look how steep that is. My camera goes dead trippy with these lights, Phil, but it actually looks kind of cool. But that is mad. It is so long. You can't see the end. And it's straight at this point and you cannot see it. How long is it, Phil?
I think it's about 800 yards or metres, not which one.
It's long. Now, there are little bits of music playing that I keep hearing every now and then. Did you catch that as we went past it? Little bits of music playing. Now, you thought it was 800 yards, 800 metres. Now you're thinking it's way more than that, Phil.
No, I think it's 1825 metres. Hold on.
1825 metres.
Here, look, here.
That's massive. There we go, look. I'm not sure what they're about, but the ones back there are playing music, so I think they've had the speaker taken out of that one actually. So I've picked the one that doesn't work. So 800 metres that way, 900 metres the other way. Let's find the speaker that works.
It's done, isn't it?
Yeah, but there were lights in those circle things further back. Either that or I've gone mad. Yeah, I knew that it was doing something with lights. I knew I wasn't going mad. The one back there must have just been broken. And once more out into the light. What an amazing tunnel. I can't believe though, 1700 metres without a single ventilation shaft. That's just madness. Straight out the tunnel, still in a deep cutting. We're not far out of Bath now, probably a couple of miles I reckon, maybe 3 miles. Not far though. And there we go. Another stunning bit of architecture. What an amazing line this was. So the Somerset and Dorset was closed as part of the Beeching cuts. So Dr. Beeching made his report on behalf of the Conservative government in 1963, and in that report he basically ordered the closure of an absolute bucket load of railways across the country, this being one of them. Now the Labour government that was campaigning to come into power, part of their campaign promise was that they wouldn't close the railways that Dr. Beeching ordered. And then when they won the election, they got into power, and guess what they did? They closed all the railways. Nothing changes, does it? Doesn't matter who you vote for. Government gets in, and they all lie. So unfortunately, despite saying they wouldn't, they did. And this line was closed in March 1966. Now we're plunging back into another tunnel. Here we go. Slightly shorter, this one. Devonshire Tunnel, this is known by. The name, Not entirely sure why, to be honest, because we're not in Devonshire, we're in Somerset. Now quite a sharp turn on this one, as you can see. I'm going at some speed and I'm not pedalling. Stone this one though, as you can see. Stone brickwork as opposed to blue brick and then natural barefaced rock as the last tunnel was. And again, once more into the light. Now, this was infilled, that tunnel. Devonshire Tunnel was infilled for a long time. And so when they unearthed it, they kind of left the infill the other side. So you actually end up having to climb out this massive fill. As you come out the other side, I'm tired now. And then it drops straight back down again. Oh mate, up and down, that is another beautiful, I was going to say bridge, technically a viaduct if it's got 3 arches. Now we're in the beautiful city of Bath Spa, a Roman spa town, now a city with a university and all that kind of stuff. Absolutely stunning. I used to live not far from here when I was a kid, so I used to knock about here a fair bit. It's lovely. Now, in a minute, we'll get to the end of the line, the 2 tunnels, Greenway. We'll get to the end of that and we'll have to sort of jump on to the road for a bit before arriving at Bath Green Park Station. Now, as part of the Greenway, they've rebuilt some of these bridges that were down. Now, Phil, you remember this when these bridges weren't in place, don't you?
Yeah, I think when I came here in 1995, I had to climb up an embankment and just keep walking up there. And it was an 80 reserve in them days, and when I got to the tunnel, I couldn't see because it was buried. It was just like a little shaft at the top. But you know, quite a long time ago, yeah.
Yeah. There you go. We're quite high up though. You're looking at a cobweb there. So we've left the track bed now. Unfortunately, it's been sort of devoured a fair bit. So we're going through something called Linear Park, and then we're going to have to come down onto the road. Now, once we get beyond that. All right, mate. Nothing. Once we get beyond that, we'll be at Bath Green Park Station. Absolutely stunning station. So sad it's not a station anymore, because I love trains. But at the same time, the way they've repurposed it and they use it as a market and stuff like that, it's great. Don't worry, I'm not going shopping. This is Bath Green Park Station. Look at that. So look at the lattice bridge there going over the River Avon. This is the main drag into the station, and you can just make out the canopy there in the distance. Oh mate, awesome. Look at that. The canopy. Amazing. So here you go. Now when I was a kid, I lived, like I said earlier, not far from here in Chippenham, and this was just a car park. None of these businesses were here. But that's amazing. You've got a pizza place, you've got a pub, and this would have been the terminus of the Somerset and Dorset Railway. I love that they've kept it, and they've done it justice as well, to be fair. And even the outside, when you look at the outside at the front, it just looks absolutely amazing. Unreal. So that's us, Bath Green Park Station. I've got deja vu, guys.
Me too.
A great explore on the Somerset and Dorset Railway from just outside the village of Wellow all the way down through Midford to Bath. Amazing. Cheers, guys.
No worries. No problem.
Really enjoyed that. Legs are killing me now though after today, but great fun. As always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
See you later.
Yep.